Hike, and welcome to I Need a Hobby, a podcast. I'm this week's host, Andrew. And to my left, he went to the Super Bowl without a ticket, but they let him in because he said he was a podcaster, Alex.
I was in the press box.
Oh, nice. Congrats. And to my right, he spent $5,000 on a Super Bowl ticket, but missed the most recent episode of I Need a Hobby Pod, so he spent the whole time listening to it, a la Steve Bartman. Chris.
Hey.
Sorry, that was a long-winded one yet
That's
again.
fine.
Do you think Steve Bartman was listening to our podcast? Or
Before
our
yeah.
podcast
on him, baseball,
baseball, what was that?
Baseball stories, yeah.
Our unreleased episode we did years ago.
Has there
Yeah.
been a football Steve Bartman? You know, I wonder
Guess
what the
not.
Steve Bartman of other sports
Because
are.
it's hard because football, it's like you're not really that close to the field.
Yeah.
Maybe a streaker.
Maybe the band that was on the field that we were talking about earlier could have been the Steve Bartman.
That would have been it, basically,
of
if that
football.
was a controversial play. But luckily, that was after it was all said and
Yeah,
done.
a bunch of Steves out there.
Yeah. Anyway,
Steve is on the field.
A lot of
Steve Bartman is on the field. Can you imagine, like, at opening day?
That could, I mean, how does that timeline work out? You think he was in college around that time? Maybe he was.
That
be
was like
s-
in 1986.
That'd be such a funny reveal years
Yeah.
later.
Oh my god.
Poor guy. Anyway, enough about Steve Bartman. Okay,
Yeah.
the folks at home are wondering, what is this podcast about?
Mhm,
Well,
mhm.
let me tell you. In this podcast, me, Chris, and Alex, we're a couple of guys. We work hard during the 9 to 5, and we try to make the most of the 5 to 9. And what do we do during the 5 to 9? Challenges, hobbies, and activities.
Yeah, tell him.
Especially in 2018, the year of the activity.
Yep,
Official.
This is an activity today. I would
And
say.
yeah, today we're going to do an episode on watching football.
Mm-hmm. Super Bowl
Um,
coming up right around the corner.
Super Bowl is right around the corner. Also,
It is like, I figured this is like the prime football watching.
right.
Not even just on
the
TV,
tail
like it's
end.
back to school season, so like
Yeah.
or back to school year.
What do you
I
mean?
guess
It's January.
Our school football. Yeah, it's back to school like college second semester.
But college,
Yeah, but
college football's done,
college.
Yeah, but you get together with your friends and watch football.
if it's on.
You mean just the Super Bowl because it's about to end?
Yeah, but I don't know. Do you think you watch more football with your family or with your friends? Maybe this is just
Fall,
me.
fall semester, Alex. Not now. It's the winter.
Yeah,
There's
but you're
one
going
game.
back to school.
There's one game.
You put on the old games
All right,
that
all
you
right.
put on
Well,
your
maybe
DVR.
maybe you'll save this for my rating because the only football I watch is the playoffs.
Oh, we forgot to. We need to open the pod with something else though. Got to talk about my
Oh, yeah.
schedule.
We were just roasting.
Speaking of back to school,
What does Andrew do during the 9 to 5? A little bit of insight.
what do I do during the 9 to 5? I'm finally in my last freaking semester of grad school.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna
Are
be
you
a
excited?
graduate.
I'll be a graduate.
What's your? Do you get a fancy title?
Don't jinx it, man.
Yeah,
if,
that's
if you
true.
graduate,
actually,
are you Master Andrew?
I'm not calling you that.
maybe. Certainly for you guys.
That'd be
I am.
hilarious. Like, and I'm your host, Master Andrew.
That will be the first episode after. Thank God.
Don't do that. I'll quit the podcast.
I'll do it for
real
sure.
if you do that.
If you were to get a PhD, do you think you would go by it's Dr. Andrew?
Certainly
actually.
not Dr. Andrew. Probably my last name.
Wait, even to like friends?
Yeah.
What do you mean? No.
Could I call you Dr. Andrew?
No, I said no. If one or
'Cause
the
I
other,
will call you
it would be
Master Andrew.
Am I
Doctor
gonna
and
have
then
to-
my last name, not
Yeah.
Dr. Andrew or
That's your podcast.
whatever.
Your last name.
Anyway,
Dr. Master Andrew.
so we wanted to get into the classes I'm taking this
You
semester.
didn't even answer the question because it's a definite yes.
I would not. No, I would not.
Okay,
call me,
okay.
No one
Call
would
me
call
Doc.
doctor. First of all, I'm not going to get a PhD. I've learned that in master's degree.
All right,
Holy
enough
crap.
talk, man.
That is tough.
Get
Save
into,
it for our.
get into your class
graduate
schedule.
All
That's
right,
what the folks
I'm
wanna
in.
hear.
This is actually kind of sad. But I'm in like a class. I don't know if you guys do this. I'm in a class called Secure Distributed Systems, which is a lot of blockchain and cryptocurrency
God,
talk.
that's terrible.
But however, the teacher.
What are we doing?
the teacher-
This is upsetting me so much.
The teacher's a cool guy, and he's on the your guys' side of cryptocurrency. Told us not to invest. It's about the technical aspect, which is what I'm interested in because
Yeah.
I feel like I had thrown money at something I'm not aware of.
Sure.
So I
So
felt
you
like
threw
let's see
more
what.
money at
No,
a
I
class.
didn't.
and to get told that you shouldn't use it.
So I'm curious about the underlying technologies. I'm in that. I'm in a math class, another computer science class, and then the big one, drum roll please, that I've told you guys about, Hebrew 110.
Wow.
Hebrew 1, that's right.
Did
Pass,
you-
fail.
So this was an elective kind of.
Yeah,
So-
so basically I took it for fun because I like languages a lot, foreign languages.
And you're Jewish.
I'm not Jewish.
That would make too much sense.
But I just was like, you know what? This is the last chance. I'm going to get to take a free language class just like that.
That's a good way to look at it. I think the pass-fail makes it
taking pass-fail, so I don't
That's
have
true.
to
This is like
don't
your
have
last
to do a
chance
lot
at
of
cool
work.
class.
Exactly.
you
And
could show up.
I had taken French before my senior year. I actually took French, but then
Senior year of college?
yeah, but I've been a little rusty, and I took enough French where if I were to take another French class, it would be like conversational French, and that would
actually be hard.
a little intimidating given my course load. I got a lot of
Yeah, you don't need that for an
cryptocurrency
elective.
stuff going on, so
So
I'm taking Hebrew.
things that people don't know about Andrew, if you just listen to the podcast,
Mm-hmm.
you are like one of those. This might sound offensive.
No, it's all right.
So not only you, but other people. But like, you look at Andrew and you have
Okay,
no
nice.
clue what his
That's true.
ethnic background
Mhm.
is.
Yes.
So you saying that now you speak some Hebrew is just throwing another
confuses
another factor in. Like,
Yeah.
what is this guy?
Yeah, see, I like it. It keeps me anonymous. I
Yeah.
can blend in many places,
Many countries.
many countries, but
Yeah, it's true.
so I've been enjoying it. It's been a ton of fun. It's
How
hard
many
to
classes
explain.
have you had so far?
Only 2 classes.
Can you speak anything? What's your name? In high school you had to pick a,
Yeah.
like a French name. I was
Yeah.
Jacques. We don't have to get
You
into it.
picked a name. That's really cool. We did that in middle school. I was just Andre. Always.
I remember mine was
You were Andre-
Ramon.
Really?
It's
Ramon.
so weird
That
that
was Spanish.
you were Ramon. Doesn't fit Chris at all. I was Jacques. Doesn't fit Alex. You were, what'd you say, Andrew? Andrea? A clear girl's name.
No, I
You,
was
very
you
Andre.
begged. You wanted it.
Andrea is Andrew in Italian, actually, which is my actual heritage.
Explains a lot.
All right. Anyway, so it's been really good. It's like, I've only had 2 classes. I learned how to say I'm a pupil. Okay.
I don't like this at all.
Ani
I'm a what?
Talmid.
Why
I'm a
did you-
pupil,
why
I'm
did
a
you say student?
I'd say it was the translation he gave us was pupil. It said it roughly translates to pupil.
Ugh.
One thing that's cool about Hebrew is that there's no. Well,
I
so
don't even
far,
want to know English anymore after that.
so far, there's no am. It's like there's no like I am a pupil. It's literally like I pupil. Yeah, or like
Wow.
So
you
you
don't-
don't like the
you don't
he
conjugate?
pupil. Like
the pupil in your eye.
sure, yes.
I swear
like a
to-
EYE pupil. Yeah.
I feel like at least in middle school, maybe early high school languages, every class was about conjugating verbs.
Yeah. Especially in middle school.
So
you're
So
right.
is that so? Is
It's
there no
tough.
conjugating verbs in?
Well,
Hebrew, or
I'm
just
only
not?
2 classes in.
Yeah.
The
You
other
only
thing
know
is
the
like I
people.
gotta learn. We're cranking through the alphabet right now, so it's tough to just get that going.
That's also like so.
Also-
I feel like that's not essential at all.
What? Why?
That's not the I don't know. I guess maybe for Hebrew 101. But I could easily make it this far in life without knowing the dang English alphabet,
That's
or at
true.
least for French and Spanish because
Yeah,
they're,
that's true.
it's the same. It's the same
Yeah.
alphabet. It's just like you pronounce the words, the letters.
I don't know.
differently. Hebrew is different.
My goal with this is that like I just like taking languages. I think that if you're more like well versed in many languages, then it'll come easier to you as you try to learn one. So I'm not gonna like after this class, I'm not gonna pull out the Hebrew books and start reading right to
Torah.
left.
Yeah,
I mean,
think
come
it's
on.
called the Torah.
Oh, I think I didn't want to say Torah because that's like might be offensive somehow.
It is.
Biblical,
Don't
you
worry.
Not biblical,
Are you with
whatever.
a bunch of like freshmen?
I think so, but I can't tell. Also, like
Because you can't speak to him. Cause
at
it's
one
the first
point,
class.
for listeners that know me
Hey,
well, I had
yo, what's up? I'm
there's-
Andrea.
Hey, I pupil.
there's 3 guys in the class, the professor, me, and one other guy. And yesterday I
rest are girls.
had the most facial hair out of everyone in the
All
entire
right,
class.
dude. Come on.
So that
Dude,
made me
you're the
think,
oldest one in the
Oh,
class.
probably by a
far.
lot. by
5
a
years
lot.
at least.
I don't know. It could be freshman, but it's likely freshman. But at the same time, like who's majoring in Hebrew?
That's true. Maybe
Like,
maybe senior
true.
year, like
that's
you
exactly
gotta
what I
fake
did.
class,
I
yeah.
took French
It's
senior
like
year
once
just
your
for fun.
Gen
so.
eds are done. I took Spanish 1 senior year of high school, and I was with a bunch of freshmen. Also, had the least facial hair in the class, weirdly enough.
Makes sense. All right. Enough about my my life. But anyway, if you
Now I
if
don't-
you
I
know
don't even-
Hebrew, if you want to talk to me in Hebrew, I got
Yeah.
great things to say. I can say, "Who are you?" And I can say, "I'm a student," and I can say my
The
name.
pupil, Yeah. I do.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's get it. I'm trying to think about my Spanish name was now, and I can't think
Can't
of it.
think
It's
of
gonna
it?
stress me
Yeah.
out. So we
Yeah.
gotta get to this podcast.
That was fun. That was fun in languages, picking a name.
Is
Unfortunate-
Amador Spanish?
Amador.
Or is that French?
Your door.
That's a name.
That's
You're
not a name.
insulting people now. I think it might have been
Sounds
Amador.
French.
I think it's a door.
That sounds
Um,
French.
When did you take? You took Spanish and French.
Yep. We see.
When?
Yes.
When?
we see
I
later.
just told you, senior year of high school, I took Spanish 1.
Oh, so and you were taking French the whole time?
See. No. I stopped junior year of high school.
Okay.
Or,
Transitioned on to the next one.
university, as they call it.
Nice.
It's a whole thing.
All right. Moving on. Back to the listeners
The
are
topic
like,
at hand.
enough about foreign languages. Okay,
Yeah.
I want to get to a language that I know well, and that is sitting on the
language
couch
of
at
sports,
Sundays
baby.
and watching some football.
There we go.
The only letters I care about are FOX, baby. Fox football.
See, I thought you were going to go NFL. That would make more sense.
Well, we're not just talking NFL.
You got to get your news somewhere.
We're also
right?
not just talking Fox football. In fact, we're barely talking
This is
that.
branded content for Fox football. No, NFL football, college football, high
yeah.
school football.
Ooh,
Are
we
we
could do
talking
that.
about all
Pee-wee
this?
football.
I don't want to do this episode.
The
anymore.
American football.
Yeah,
only.
if we talk any football, I'm
Ooh,
quitting
forget
the
about it.
podcast.
Yeah.
Now, I think we should talk. I'm okay with. Actually, let's just start at high school football.
Yeah, that's
real,
what
real
I
quick.
did. I really wanted to get into high school football because I watched like NFL and stuff like that,
Yeah, yeah.
But that was a fun Friday night.
It was a random fun
Did I ever
time.
go with you back in the day, Andrew?
I think. Well, I remember one time when
Because I would go
when
with
I
the cool kids, so I don't know.
Andrew
when I was a freshman, I was in TV production. I was
I do
like
remember that.
recording the game
That was
one
pretty cool.
time, and that was a lot of fun because I could just like stand and record. I looked cool, okay, the least amount of facial hair in the whole stadium, and my friends were there backing me up, and they could they could talk to me because I wasn't like on mic or anything like I am now. I was just recording like with a camera, and that was fun.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't have football in high school, so
Oh, really?
Yeah, you
I
went to a
don't,
tiny
I don't know if
school.
I've been to one high school football game in my life.
Oh,
No.
what about on Thanksgiving?
I
There's
think that's
nothing.
fine.
There's no rivalry game.
No, I did the
You
turkey
guys
trot.
don't throw a team together real quick.
Oh, I guess we did like powder puff,
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
and then we did because powder puff
That's
for
like the ladies
for the
play.
foreign folks out there. Powder
Mhm.
puff is for like the ladies that don't play football have their own football game, but the guys didn't have football either, so we had powder puff for men. Which I don't remember what it was called, but I didn't play. I just watched. Actually, I think I might have refereed one year. Or officiated, whatever they call it in football.
But yeah, those games were fun. I remember, it was a
They
nice
were
little
good.
gathering back before you like have a car or like really a place to hang out.
Yeah.
You just go to the old stadium.
Yeah, it was fun to watch, but man, those kickers, yikes!
Mm.
Huh?
Was
Yeah.
football
Let's talk
big?
about high school
I
kickers.
feel like I could have been a high school kicker.
Actually,
honestly.
I joked about that. Like, well,
Yeah.
I've done this. Like, I mean, like, all right, well, this will sound braggy, but I can kick a 30-yard field goal. Okay,
Yeah, we used to get. We won a
that's
couple
not
times
bad.
summer.
Like, if college kickers, they kick 18-yard extra points. Like, anyone can do that.
one of my
It
favorite.
was shocking how bad high
Yeah,
school
how
kickers were.
consistent were you? Could you
Not-
consistently do
no,
it?
not
18?
for 18. Yeah, like
Whoa.
10 out of 10, I think.
What?
Yeah, 30-yard, no.
Yeah.
But
One of my favorite high school kicker
It's very easy to kick an
stories,
extra
maybe
point.
my only high school kicker
Mm.
story. We had a high school kicker at my high school who kicked. And our football team won a game in dramatic fashion. Like they led a charge down the field.
Mhm.
Nice.
They were down 6. They score the 6, and then just the extra point. Hits the extra point. No one really thinks twice about it. Come home on Facebook and see like the kicker post his that is glad I could get the win for the boys today. Like,
That's
like you
annoying.
kicked an 18-yard extra point. Andrew could have done it. I could have done it.
Yeah.
Andrew could have done
I
that
could have said, "Here."
consistently.
Hey, here, take my spot on the camera. I want this on film.
That would have been hilarious.
It's your Rudy moment. You ever seen the movie Rudy?
yeah,
Yeah.
great. That'd be wicked funny.
So was football big in your high school?
No,
Not
in
giant.
New
I mean,
England
our
in
team
general.
wasn't great.
I mean,
but,
well,
was-
we'll get to the Patriots
Wait,
later.
in
but
New England? Oh,
in New
wait,
England,
really?
yeah,
I'd say high school
New
football
England
isn't
high school
crazy.
football is really bad. My
Compared to,
uncle,
like, down south,
my uncle
right?
actually is a high school coach in Pennsylvania, and like when we visited, like all my childhood, my dad and my uncles would talk about is football and
Really?
my uncle Marty is the coach, how he's doing,
Okay.
how the team's doing, how they're
Wow.
doing a state title. Like
Wow.
they had kids that would like one time actually my uncle Marty went to visit, or he visited me at school, and we went to a UMass football game. And one of his formerly coached players was on Akron, the other team, like a
Oh,
D1 school. Like,
Crosstown rival.
pretty cool. So then he took a picture with him, and I was like, man, this is great. So
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like the high school to college
Then
aspect.
it's like Texas. It's like they
Right,
fill up
Texas.
10,000 people stadium.
I think
Yeah.
even some private schools in Florida are really
I'm
good.
sure,
Texas
yeah.
is probably
I'm
the
sure there's
best.
some towns around here, but yeah, it's
but
definitely
really
not
like
big.
any of those
But it wasn't like in
Are
your
really,
high
really
school.
good.
It was like, dang, the football players are the cool kids.
not really. I
Maybe
think.
a
Was it
little
like
bit,
the
but-
dang the kids videotaping the football games are the cool
Yeah.
kids?
the podcast club. That's
Yeah.
the cool kids.
I don't know who was like.
I don't
know. I don't know,
I think
actually.
the lax team.
I just
was the
not
cool
have-
kids.
I was just thinking that
They had
probably
sick
lacrosse.
flow.
I
Yeah.
didn't have a lacrosse team either. I was just thinking like not having a football team. I've always assumed like, oh, at high schoolers like the football teams are so cool.
I guess they
That's
were
where the
kinda
jocks
cool.
are.
I just can't even remember that far back, to be
Mhm.
honest. Like, as in, like, this guy was in the high school team. Andy was a cool kid. Like,
Yeah,
should
that's
have, you
true.
missed your window of opportunity to ask.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. All right, yeah.
You know
so-
what I liked about high school football game was the band. The true MVPs of the game.
I was in band
I
in high
loved
school.
You
I
were?
did not.
I
We didn't
wasn't.
play
any
I
games,
loved, I
though.
loved watching the band.
I did not like
Yeah.
watching the band.
They did 1 year. They did an
All right,
Earth, Wind, and
chill,
Fire
dude.
thing.
Dude, you
Oh,
were
that's great.
videotaping the game.
That's
Don't make
true,
fun
that's
of the
true.
band.
I feel like the band always plays that song. Maybe you know what? Maybe this is just at graduation, but you know that graduation song that's
Yeah,
like
it's
the most
literally-
annoying thing ever.
Wait,
And that's a graduation.
That's a what do you don't like the band because they
You've
have
only
to
heard
play
bands at
the graduation.
Yeah, I know I'm
pomp
wrong.
and circumstances.
Let's make that clear. I know I'm wrong, but I'm just picturing at the halftime of the football game, it's just like.
You think that's all they know? All right, here's a
I don't know.
story. Here's a story about my band in high school.
Hmm.
Has nothing to do with football. I've been trying this whole podcast to get off this dumb topic. So let's talk band. Our band, we were playing. I must have been sophomore or junior because I think I quit before that or after that.
What'd you play?
And I played trumpet
Mhm.
in middle school, and then get this, upgraded to tuba.
Yeah.
I didn't know that about you.
Yeah, tuba player,
That's
sousaphone when
Sure.
I'm marching.
Of course.
Then I quit because too many people missed.
What-
The sousaphone's too big.
It's so heavy.
So since you didn't have a football team, like, did you
Were
guys,
you the
did
cool
you
kid?
march or anything?
Sousaphone players were the cool kids. You're right.
Did you march or like?
We marched like in parades, which was
That's
so.
pretty cool.
I feel like they did definitely tricked me into becoming the tuba player because that thing is not fun.
the
to march.
strongest
But
person
as
in
I
the
was saying, I want to make the story quick because it's not about
Yeah,
football.
yeah.
We were playing at a concert one day, and our band teacher was so mad at us for being bad that she made
Rough
us
start.
turn our stands around in front of a bunch of, an audience. Turn our stands around and play a memorized piece of music that no one knew, of course. And we start playing it. All of a sudden, from the skies above, a light bulb falls from the sky and hits someone in the head. I believe as punishment for our band teacher publicly humiliating us.
What an absurd sequence of events.
I'm back there blowing on my tuba as I do.
Wait, so she
And
turned.
I
crushing
say,
it.
I say, boom, 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 boom. Watch out!
She
Shatters on some poor girl's head.
she
Wow.
turned you guys around
In
so,
how many-
to
where were
embarrass you.
It was like a concert.
Was it
Like,
like, was it like to
Yeah.
test you guys or was it like to
it was to embarrass us.
what?
It
It's
was
like a whiplash type scenario.
Yeah, basically.
yeah. And then I was like, I can't do this anymore.
That's insane.
The thing about being
Sorry
the only
to
tuba
you.
player in the school, like, you don't have to be good at all, and no one knows the different notes when the instrument is that
When they're that
when
low.
it's that low. It all sounds the same. So I'm in the back just.
Oh my god,
That's what I was doing instead of watching high school football
Yeah,
games.
that's
sousing it
crazy.
up.
Wow.
Jeez.
All right. Well, moving on. After high school, let's go to college for a bit. We could talk college. Your own college team. Alex, you had
Well,
a
so
college
that's
team.
my
I'm sure,
My
question.
right?
college,
No football. I
team.
knew it. Why do you have such small schools?
We had a football team.
Mm.
Football.
Were you the best sousaphone player at your college? Do you think?
Maybe I don't know.
You got in on a sousaphone scholarship.
I'm sure that's probably a thing.
I'm
But,
sure at some schools.
even though the sousaphone is really only for marching, okay,
course,
it's
yeah.
really the tuba if you're in symphonic band. I don't have to
Mm.
get into it.
Yeah, that's right. We'll
But
save
I
that
will.
for the
Wait, did you
joint
own a
symphonic
tuba?
band.
No.
Tubas must cost like $3,000.
Well, I didn't even own a trumpet. I think
I didn't either.
Like,
I feel
I
like
played
you,
for
you always
some
rented
you
them.
like rent it.
Yeah.
But I didn't even rent the. I think I had a sousaphone. The school had a sousaphone that I had at home because I was supposed to be practicing. I'm not gonna practice the sousaphone.
no one knows what it's supposed to sound
I
like.
could be out talking to girls. I'm not gonna be practicing. Oh, obviously, I was a sousaphone player. I wasn't doing that either.
It's kind of a catch-22.
So did you just have to return the sousaphone, or like, is it still there somewhere?
It's in my,
my closet.
it's in my car. Yeah, I returned
the
it.
space
Ah,
where
sure.
the like replacement tire is. You should have a sousaphone.
Yeah. Don't worry, guys. Like, oh, it's my sousaphone. I should have returned that stupid thing.
Also, the thing with the tuba is it's so big
Mm.
and it's just one long pipe. So people would like throw stuff into it as I'm playing.
Actually,
Never to be seen again, you know? People throw like water bottles in it. And it's not my tuba, so now it's my responsibility. I gotta get some guy's dang Game Boy Color out of my
Like
tuba
a cat in there or something.
mid concert.
Jesus. All right.
The light
well,
bulb falls into the tuba.
yeah. Then you shoot it out into your teacher's head.
I can't believe your college didn't. I guess it makes sense. Not every school has a football team.
Yeah. It was a small school, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My
if
school.
it's the thing with the football team is there are 500 members on the team. So if you have a small school, either no one's going to play a different sport
Yeah,
now.
that's true.
Like
You need
with
to
my
pick
high
one.
school, was so small that it wasn't like so small, but it was small enough that if there was a football team, there would have been no Like we didn't even have a track
you're
team.
right. What
so
was
there
how
definitely
many
would have
how
never
many
been a
kids
track
did you
team.
graduate with? Like under 100?
Yeah, 94.
Yeah, so that's maybe that would have been enough. I don't know.
I think there could have been a football team, but then
It
we have a
would've been
track
tough.
team now,
Yeah,
but there definitely wouldn't be a track team now.
yeah, sure.
Not as many people would play
Yeah.
soccer.
My college had a football team, unlike yours.
Yep.
It's a big school, but like a small stadium. Not really a football school, but I went to a couple of games.
All New England stuff's like that.
Yeah,
UMass
yeah,
too, bad.
not a lot of sports. But I would go to the games. But hey, I
But
mostly
that's like
I
a
mostly
thing
went
to
for
do
the
in college.
for the tailgates.
Yeah, exactly.
Heck yeah.
See, here's
Excuse
my
me.
not claim to fame, but just something about me. Freshman year, I went to the football games. I got season tickets, just as freshmen usually are want to do. People just tell you to do it.
Yeah.
It was cheap. It was like $35 for 7 games or something.
Yeah,
But like I went to maybe 2 of them.
yeah.
So then I just started rolling in, hang out for a few hours. If it's like halftime, usually someone has a ticket that they didn't end up going to. I
Yeah.
would maybe stop by for a quarter, but
Yeah,
That's
I didn't
cool.
usually go
See,
to the games.
my school was a big basketball school, so it was like
Yeah.
no one was really passionate about football.
Yeah, the thing with us too was like UMass cut a deal with Gillette, which was so annoying.
I remember that.
Where they played the home games at Gillette.
Oh,
That's
really?
so silly.
For 2 years,
Which is where the
my
Pats
freshman
play.
and sophomore year, they played them at Gillette, and
That is
then
annoying.
senior
And how far away? Isn't that
junior
like a
and
2-hour drive?
junior and senior year, and
Yeah.
last year they played them half at Gillette and half at UMass Stadium, and
Makes
then
more
this year
sense.
they went full UMass Stadium. But like
Yeah.
that's almost all of my college where they're playing
Yeah.
half
I
their
guess-
games at Gillette.
I mean, I guess that's cool for the players, but
It was
Think about
so,
the rest
so
of the
annoying.
school.
And they were mad, like, oh, no one's going to the games. Like,
Yeah.
I wonder why. Because
It's
I
like a
went to
dang road
I
trip.
went to one like literally the first weekend of college. It was 90-minute road trip.
You get
Like,
told like you should do it.
Yeah. Oh my god, it was
yeah,
so
that's,
bad.
That's not worth it.
Anyway, so yeah, but I like watching college football. I
do
guess
too.
another thing with college football is that like Alabama always wins. You know,
Yeah, it's
it's
like
just the
5
South.
schools.
Like it's stupid in the sense that like you could just recruit and then you have the best guys and like sorry, like this team UCF that went undefeated this year.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I'm sorry. Like
It's a flawed system.
you're
It's,
you
You're
can
also a big Patriots fan, and they always win.
oh
you
that's
know?
way different. They're a dynasty. They're like amazing.
But
like,
you're not like you're
not the same
upset
thing.
that Alabama always wins.
no, Alabama wins because they just recruit the best players. Like New England wins because they got lucky and got Brady and Belichick. Like, but maybe you can. Maybe
they
it's
cheat
similar
all the time. Also,
Okay,
though,
come
so-
on. Anyway,
check the football.
with like the Southern schools, like it's annoying because like first of all in the
I
NFL
guess I
there's
get
32
that.
teams. In college D1 there's like 120 teams. So
I
like,
get what you're saying.
it's
I
tough
thought
to-
you meant
to
like
pick the best.
it's boring to watch because Alabama always wins.
I think it's okay to watch, but like one thing that like I don't know, like this is like a debate. Like should Olympic athletes be able to use steroids? Like I don't know where I'm going
Should
with this. But
professional
what I mean
football
is like
players be able to spy on other
like
teams?
college football is still so like bad in a way. Like obviously they're playing like to their own. They're playing other college athletes. You know what I mean? But compared to watching the NFL, you have like these epic athletes that are just like so much better. Whereas like in college football, like you got Navy every year. Their quarterback throws like 3 passes the entire year, and they still win like 8 games.
Well,
you
that's
know?
like, isn't it
it's
a
just
thing?
very strange. Like
Isn't
that,
it-
that wouldn't
works.
work in the NFL.
No, heck
Isn't
no.
it a common thing? You guys would know more. When like the star quarterback, like whatever that dude's name is, whatever, not important. Is like a star quarterback for college, and then he gets to the NFL and like
Oh yeah,
doesn't play
like
at
a
all.
Tim
and stinks.
Tebow.
Tim Tebow, yeah, that's
that's
what I was
you're
gonna
thinking
say.
of.
Yeah,
I think it's a different game. It's
just-
different level.
It's
Because you don't
easy-
see that as much
Okay,
in, like,
it's not
basketball.
easy to be good in college, but like
you tread.
you can you can be good without being like an NFL quarterback. You know, like an
Right.
NFL quarterback
Yeah.
is like when you think of like Tom Brady, like I guess he's like the classic exple. Peyton Manning, like pocket passers
Aaron
that are
Rodgers,
like
like that.
that they just get the ball out quick. They can throw on the money. They are not too flashy, but like now, especially these days, you have college quarterbacks like Tim Tebow, for instance, who like ran for like 100 yards a game, and then all of a sudden he gets to the NFL, and it's like
Everyone's 50
Hey,
pounds
bud,
bigger
like,
that's
and
it.
stronger
Yeah.
and faster.
like every time you throw the ball, you wind up like a baseball pitcher, and the NFL D linemen are gonna like strip sack you because you're not, you know.
Poor guy.
So
He is a
Yeah.
professional baseball player.
that's
now,
why
which is
like
cool.
college,
Even
or
better.
that's why talent doesn't always translate from.
Mhm.
Who's the other
college to the
quarterback
NFL.
that who's like who like destroyed his life? Johnny
Johnny
Manziel.
Manziel.
Yeah, that's
Johnny
right.
Manziel.
He was great.
Yeah,
'Cause he was the
Drake
same
wrote a
thing,
song
right?
about him.
Yeah, that's actually how I remembered his name.
Johnny Manziel was a little different, where like he was actually really polarizing. So like in college, he had like he was like 5'10", which is really short for a quarterback. Had all these wacky plays, but like at the same time set a ton of records. Was like supposed to be really good. Was a high draft pick as well. but like, and when he was in the NFL, like, wasn't like totally awful. Like, was not great, but was also like a rookie and a second-year player on the Browns. So what are you gonna do? And then he had like literally addiction issues.
Yeah,
and,
I guess
that's
I
why he flamed out. But
imagine being in one of their positions, like Tim Tebow, being the best at least at the time, and then everyone saying like, "Oh, he's only good because he's playing college football." Like,
that's frustrating.
Like, he still has to do it.
Like
he's
Tim Tebow
he's
was
still
like
the best in college football.
Tim
Like,
Tebow won the
give him
Heisman
some
Trophy
props.
as a sophomore and won the national title as a senior, I think. And like that's just like awesome, you know.
Yeah,
And then you
everyone,
go to
like,
the
craps
NFL
on
and
him
it's like,
because he has to play in the NFL.
Yeah,
it's like he was like that's like someone running a road race and being like, "Dang, he's so good at the 5K," and being like, "Oh, he can never handle the marathon."
Yeah,
it's completely different thing.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
give him
true.
props
That's
for what
true.
he's doing at least.
Yeah.
He's not doing anything wrong. Like, what should he do?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, that's a good point. That's like even Alabama is like wicked funny. Their quarterback this year, he was like he's really good. He has like he's lost twice ever as a starter. One of them was in the national championship game the year before this year. And but he can't throw at all. Like he's not good at throwing, like literally. But he's on Alabama, and they have the biggest lineman. Like so, he's got good blockers. He's got great running backs. So all he needs to do is just stand there, give a few handoffs or whatever. And then in the national championship game this year, he was playing like he usually does, not good. And then they were like, "Hey, bud, sorry, we're gonna bench you," which is so insane. They literally benched him on
Imagine
the
if the
second
Patriots
half.
did that last year. You know when they were down 28-3.
Right, that's
That's
no
the
joke.
equivalent,
It's the equivalent
Let's
of
throw in
like,
this
oh, Garoppolo played the first couple games. Yeah, sorry,
he's pretty
Brady. We're
good.
just gonna, we need to come back.
Yeah.
Like that's what happened, and the guy.
See,
dropped
I'm
them back
thinking
and
that
won.
like
but it works.
that wouldn't
in
be a
college.
bad. You don't think that would be a bad like? Obviously, we're using two examples.
That's the
where-
thing. In the NFL, it is a bad decision because it's so different. But in college, it's the same thing. Okay, here's another
Because
example.
I'm just thinking from the coach's standpoint. If I was the coach, I'd be like, my team's losing. I got to change something.
Yeah, do something. Who's the main guy? I got to change.
Quarterbacks. Maybe it's different because
Okay,
it's Tom
so
Brady, but
when you get to the
and
big,
he's so good at cheating. It's like no one could be as good as him.
when you get to the biggest talent pool in the NFL, like the best athletes, you got to go with what you got.
Yeah.
Like a change isn't going to matter.
Yeah.
But in college, it worked. And then here's my example: is when we were I did intramural soccer last year. It was,
All right,
no,
dude.
I got to talk about it. It makes sense. I was
Don't bring your own
it
skill
makes
into
sense,
this.
dude. Let me explain. Damn, it's co-ed, okay, and you have it was like boys and girls, right? That's co-ed, but you have to have 4 guys and 3 girls on the field at all times. So we were down 4-0 at the half, and we decided to put a girl goalie in net. Who like we had a goalie, but we were just getting beat. So we're like, all right, let's put a girl goalie in net. That way we can have 4 guys and
That's smart.
against 3
Good
girls,
strategy.
basically. And we came back and won 5-4. Like
Wow.
if that happened in
That should- they
with
should-
professional players, both boys and girls, no way
If you
that
were
would
playing
work.
for FC Barcelona and you threw a lady in net.
No way it would work if you have the best girls and the best guys. However,
No,
if
you're
you
right.
have intramural kids at UMass, you can make
Yeah,
a small change and it'll work. So that
Okay.
works in
Maybe
college
we should
too.
maybe we should make some changes on this podcast.
Put in a girl.
bring in another C tier
All right,
podcaster.
sorry, that's my rant. Anyway,
Yeah.
let's move on to
But I would say
real stuff.
to finish college football, I'd
Yeah.
say I don't have any I don't take any stock in it. I'm not invested.
yeah,
in it.
same.
I will
know,
check maybe once a month how my college team's doing and look at the lineups, and then I'll watch the national championship game if it's on.
Yeah,
It,
But
like,
I don't get out of my way.
it doesn't
to-
make sense to me. I'm not saying it's wrong because people do it. It just doesn't make sense to me that people from New England could be like, "Oh, I'm such a diehard Texas fan or whatever."
Yeah,
So
that
it's
kind of
like,
annoys me.
yeah.
They're different
it's strange,
players
yeah.
constantly, different coaches often.
Yeah.
Like,
Right, that's
what
like
are you
another
rooting
thing
for?
that's like a
Just
negative.
I get it
brand?
if
Just
you're
like the mascot?
if your parents went there or if you have
or
some
if you
stake
went
in
there
it
or
or if you
something,
went
yeah.
but it's tough
And
to
who knows what could happen?
because it's especially funny because it's you could have gone to that college if
Yeah.
you really love it that much, you know.
I know it just doesn't make sense. But I also
Yeah.
don't watch college football.
Yeah, that's
so.
why I think college sports are especially weird because, well, one, the kids don't get paid, so that's annoying, and then two, there's so much rotation,
Yeah.
even in
It's,
college
hard to be a
basketball,
team.
which I love.
It's
It's
usually
just
every year.
really strange to be so invested to a point where now you're in college basketball, especially imagine being a 35-year-old diehard Kentucky basketball fan where you're every single year you're rooting for a new crop of
Yeah.
18-year-old kids.
I know.
It's
It's
just
weird.
strange. I
Yeah.
think I
It's
don't know.
not bad. It's not
It-
wrong.
right, it's not
but
wrong.
It's
It's
just
just,
so weird to how
very
can you be
weird,
that big
yeah.
of a fan of something?
So that's why
You're
I guess
so-
we're all in the same boat here. Is why we're not super big college sports fans. I really do love college basketball. though.
I love watching.
I don't have a
March
particular
Madness and
rooting
stuff, but-
interest usually. But
yeah,
it's just
I like
fun.
watching college basketball, but I'm not cheering for a specific
Same,
team.
yeah.
Do your college have a basketball team?
No.
What
Yeah,
sports did your college
we had
have?
we had a
Oh, do you
basketball team.
Basketball,
Oh, you
soccer.
did?
Yeah, football.
Yes, running.
Like running.
That's it.
Symphonic band, obviously.
Sousaphone.
No, I don't know. We had other sports.
You were on the varsity sousaphone.
Yeah, that's it. No football.
All right. So let's get to the meat of this podcast.
The big
here.
show.
The bread and butter, baby.
Professional football. Watching football on Sundays. So let's talk about like growing up. Do you guys watch football on Sundays a lot?
Yeah.
Not really.
See, I'd say
I knew you did.
You're kind of an anomaly, I think, because you're from a state without a team.
Yeah.
Well, the Patriots almost moved their stadium to Connecticut.
I really that.
back
But then
in the
they
day.
were like,
Yeah.
ooh.
People in Connecticut
Ooh, those
hate the
taxes.
Dude,
I think
if you're a listener to this podcast and you live in Connecticut and you don't like the Patriots, sorry, I got
Whoa.
news for you. New England
I know.
Patriots.
I
Okay,
agree.
stop being a Yankees
Oh,
fan
really?
or whatever.
Oh,
See,
I kind of
yeah.
disagree with
I'm
that.
fine with Yankees and I'm fine with Mets and whatever, but like you're in New England. Like
All right, sure.
I don't know.
I was harsh on.
See, but
I
I
could
have
see
like
Connecticut leaving
yeah.
New England.
See, I went to
Connecticut's by far the least New England
Oh,
state.
yeah.
I went to
Right?
school in
Yeah,
Connecticut
yeah.
and
And
yeah, a lot of my
Chris
friends
went to school in Connecticut and he was plugging his nose the whole time. He says,
Yeah.
No, I like
a bunch of my friends are from like 45 minutes outside New York City. So I was like, okay, I get it. And are from Connecticut. So I guess it makes sense.
Well,
but
this is how I see, especially from being from Connecticut and being a sports fan. Like if you're from Boston or area around Boston, like you have that like connection. Like this is my hometown team.
Right.
You don't have a hometown team in Connecticut.
Yeah.
So you can
Right.
you're either going to, if you're going to games, you're going to whichever game is closer. So if you're near New York, why wouldn't you be like
That's
a
fair.
Jets fan or something like that? or a
I think
Giants
that's all
fan?
right, but like, I mean, well, first of all, if you want to be a Jets fan,
Yeah,
that's
Giants.
tough in general, especially since the Pats are so good and they're huge
I
rivals.
listened to a Jets podcast today.
you?
I'll get into it later. Maybe
God.
it was not good.
All right, anyway, but yeah. So Chris, you watched football? Growing
Yeah, I
up?
watched a good amount. My dad was a big Patriots fan also.
Yeah.
But I think my first memory of watching football or of like having like knowing that there's a game and that what the Super Bowl was the Patriots' first Super Bowl, which was
Yeah, same.
I think I was
same.
7 years old or so.
That was second grade.
And after that, I mean, I played like baseball and stuff. I never played football competitively, but I played at recess a lot.
yeah. Mhm.
That's all anyone talked about on the old schoolyard.
The Patriots game.
The
or
Patriots, well, sports in general, I guess.
Yeah.
And that was when they started to get really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
So
like, what was
it was
that?
like-
2001,
Yeah,
2000.
2001.
So yeah, I remember all we talked about outside was football and WWE, which please we need to do an episode
Hey,
on.
both fixed. Am I right?
True.
Hey.
Both fake.
I actually googled Tom Brady today, and on the Google thing it said like related searches. It said NFL is rigged for Patriots. I was like, come on, guys.
I don't think it's
Who's
rigged for
searching
Patriots.
this?
Yeah.
I will admit that.
People
So-
are searching it.
Yeah, always a fan. Even today.
Yeah.
I love Sunday.
So for me, actually, I think you guys are probably aware of this, but football was like extremely big in my family. I
Yeah.
mentioned my uncle was like a coach. Like every time I visited family, basically all like my uncle's house where we used to stay when we visited Pennsylvania did not have Wi-Fi back in the day, so we did not do anything except watch football. It was like college football bowl season.
Makes me sick.
Watch college football, watch football. Like
Did you play
I
football?
grew up with it. I never played football, and it sucks because.
Not even like two-hand touch with your buds?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Okay.
Yeah. Middle school football, I always revere because that was the age where you could play tackle,
Yeah.
where no
It's,
one
like,
was
cool.
gonna get killed.
Yeah.
And then one of our friends got like
Killed.
6'4", and
Oh,
I was
yeah.
just like, okay,
One of
well,
our friends died.
sorry guys, we can't play tackle anymore. But anyway, so yeah, I grew up with it. I loved it. It's weird. It's like there's probably some things for you guys that you just like really liked as a kid. And it's like very nostalgic feeling. Like my dad actually used to have this like football soundtrack. It was called Autumn Thunder. And
I remember that.
on road trips we used to play it, and it was just like 10 discs of like football music like that you'd hear. I'm like
Just
getting
like the little like
getting into
interludes
it now.
between like
What?
Like yeah, interludes between like I don't know. There's like this.
It
stuff
wasn't
that,
like it wasn't like
the
highlights.
yeah, like people like come no, not like
That's so weird.
not like the Fox Sports one, like real football.
Well, I mean, I'm sure
music.
that was in it.
What does that mean though?
I can't explain it. It's like people composed music like for football. It would be like the old like in the 70s
The
and
orchestras,
stuff. Like
not,
in orchestras.
not a song.
Yeah, like
That's interesting.
like
I guess
symphonic music. Really.
I could
don't
like
know.
Probably some
I
Sousaphone in there.
could kind of visualize that for baseball, so I just don't.
It was like
I could. See,
I'll
I could
play
see that
something for you
football.
after. But if you're interested,
I'm
look
all
up
set.
if listeners are interested,
Probably
look up
all
the
set.
song. Look up the song "High Black Shoes." That was the one we always played all the time. Very very good. And you'll know what I mean. It's like it's classic. Like this reminds me of football. So we used to play that on road trips. Like it's just something that I've been like really into for a really long time. And another thing with football, I think, is that like there were like if you really liked football as a kid, there was like two types of people. It was like the the people who like are gonna be good at football and like big guys, kind of like jockey people, and then there's like the
like
like
jockeys. Those are
Yeah.
usually short
People
guys
who look like you.
who would not be
and
good
then
at football.
and then there's like the like math nerd people that love like the stats.
Yeah.
There's definitely like a lot of those people. Like, and
I feel like
was
that's with
certainly
every
like that.
sport too. Like,
And it was kind of funny because
Baseball.
like my best friend as a kid was like the opposite end, but we basically bonded for like our love of football, even though we
and he
didn't
just
have
won the.
much else in common.
Didn't he just win the Kentucky Derby?
He did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was awesome. Yeah,
Yeah, I was not like that at
yeah.
all.
So this is like completely foreign to you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
So your
I
Sundays-
watched like my dad likes football and like my brothers like it. I think.
Back in like high school,
And I'm sure we watched
would you
football.
watch it on a Sunday? Was that like a big part of your day?
Did you watch the
no.
Pats? Like, did you like the Pats or no?
I have never really been affiliated with a football team.
Okay.
Until like the last.
Does
couple
your dad
years.
like the Pats or no?
He does now, but he also likes the Giants.
That is very strange.
Which is weird. I know. But
is
I think part of why he didn't like the Patriots was because of the Connecticut thing when they were supposed to come to Connecticut and they didn't. So it's like, all right, I'll be a Giants fan now. So
Yeah, that's
I
fine.
don't know. I've never like when the Patriots lost to the Giants in that Super Bowl.
He was like,
I think I was happy. But now I consider myself a Patriots fan.
That's
You
interesting.
know?
Yeah.
But actually, I don't even think I am a Patriots fan. I'll get to that later in the podcast. Maybe, maybe not.
Well, I'd say a football tradition for me. I don't know if this was like you. Every Sunday is a weird thing in my house. My mom would make chili. We'd watch the.
Oh, nice.
Super
You
Bowl.
like
I feel like
that?
that's like a perfect Sunday. You know.
Yeah, it sounds nice.
Big
It's a good
crock pot
comfort
chili.
food.
I remember. I think me and Alex.
Wait, every Sunday or every
after
Super
that
Bowl?
long run.
Yeah. Me and Alex last year. It was a classic football Sunday at the household.
Okay.
Me and Alex had to go do a 16, 18-mile run or something because we're training for the marathon.
Yeah.
Come home, big bowl of chili.
Yeah, that was great. That was nice.
All right. So
See,
yeah, that's good.
like that's like my perfect fall day. You know?
Honestly, that's one thing I don't like about the football season. Like, I feel like I'm obligated to spend my Sundays inside watching football. Like the other day, now granted it was a playoff game, literally the nicest day of the year so far.
Yeah.
And I was inside watching football, which playoff game.
Yeah,
is
okay.
fine.
Are you one of those people that like doesn't get sports? You know those people?
No, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it. It's like the
But I feel like you don't.
it's like the community aspect of it I don't like.
Oh, that's annoying.
You know what I mean though?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I'm not
like,
judging anyone for doing it, but I feel like people are judging me. That's what I don't like.
Well,
I feel like
Okay.
yeah,
Eh.
I feel like it's like it's all people talked about. You know, like the Monday after game, like oh, you watched the game
Exactly.
yesterday,
And
which is fine.
Am I supposed to? I feel
But I don't-
judged because I
yeah.
didn't.
I feel like I don't know.
I'm
I
a-
wouldn't say I'm
Yeah.
judging you,
but at the
like,
same time, I
fe-
guess I could
I
also
feel
say
like I feel like you're being like a little like inconsiderate. I think it's like a little irresponsible to like.
No way.
No,
dude.
okay, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. But
Yeah.
like, it's just like a normal thing. Like
But
if someone's asking you like, hey, did you watch the game? They're not trying to be like rude to you.
I know,
They're,
I know,
like,
but
they're just
I-
trying to make conversation.
If I said no about this playoff game, I would have been judged for sure.
definitely.
Yeah, and you should be. I think.
Why though? What if I had something better to do? though?
I don't know. Like I'll even watch the Bruins if they're in one away from the finals. Like that's a big deal.
Yeah, it's different with a playoff game, but I don't know. I just feel like when people are like, I'll be like, "Oh, what are you up to this weekend?" Oh, watching the game, duh. Like, well, there could be other stuff going
Yeah,
on.
I don't know. I think,
what
like-
if you had a wedding to go to? I'm not just.
Yeah.
Don't make me feel like an idiot for asking the question.
I
That's
think
fair.
that
Both,
I
I think both sides are fair.
Like, I'm not saying it's stupid for people to watch the game.
Yeah.
Obviously, they should watch if they're interested in it, watch it. But I'm not going to be like, "Oh, you wasted your day watching the game." You know?
because I think like
So
people in
don't
my
judge
work
me.
also will say like, oh, like did you watch The Bachelor last night? And I'll obviously say no. But it's like
See, it'd be this. It'd be
it's
the
the
same.
same,
What if
yeah.
someone judged you for saying,
Oh.
"Oh, you didn't watch The Bachelor"?
I think it's
no,
very different.
I don't know.
I think
if but it's because you're into football. I'm into not. Football.
I'm into The Bachelor.
I'm not into football or The Bachelor. So like, it feels the same. Like,
okay.
you didn't watch
Yeah.
the finale last night? Like, no,
He married her.
I was doing something else.
Yeah, I don't know. I think, yeah.
It
So
just feels
that's good
weird
for you
that
'cause,
it's
like,
such
for-
a big part of society.
For me, like I actually like have to plan my literally I like during the fall semester for all of
Oh,
college,
God.
I had to plan my Sundays basically around like not doing homework or much homework because I'd be watching
See,
football
I was
all
kind of
day.
the other way. I
like
would,
the Pats game, I would not do
yeah.
any. I couldn't. I'd have to watch the game.
See, I'd
and
plan
then, and
my
then other
Sundays-
games I'd like do
I
a
could
little
not
bit.
do
I
that.
played
Yeah,
planned
a
my
little bit of
Sundays
homework.
around doing homework while watching the game. So that was kind of how I
You
did
can,
it.
how can you do that? I feel
don't
like
know,
that's
it's-
tough.
Just kind of in and out in between breaks.
See, I would do that around but
Yeah, I
are
guess
you a
not
huge
for-
Pats fan? Like
Yeah, I mean, I'm a pretty big fan.
okay, then I feel like that's really tough to like be a fan and like watch the game and then also
Yeah.
do your
Well,
homework.
the
Like
play time of a football game is like
Yeah.
2 minutes.
it goes by really fast.
They
You'd be
show like
surprised.
100 replays. So if Chris
And
a
hears the
lot of
announcer's
commercials.
getting riled up and he's doing his Pythagorean
Yeah.
theorem or whatever,
Yeah.
he just
He
look
was
up-
Hebrew. What's that?
You'll see the play 15 times anyways.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
true.
I would say football is one of the.
Talmud.
I am a
sorry.
pupil.
Yes.
Phew. I only took the first class. Recently, what I've been doing every now and then is Sundays I'll go to the gym and plan it around the game that I want to watch. If the Patriots are playing, let's say, I'll be like, I'll go to the gym, run on the treadmill for a bit, watch the game. I think that's a good way to plan it.
Yeah,
I remember
that's
you
good.
saying one time, Alex, you'd go for runs on Sundays during the game because no one was on the
Yeah,
roads.
I was just thinking that. Like when you said you plan your days around when football is,
Yeah.
I would go for a run when the football game's on. So it's like,
Yeah, that's
I
good
don't know,
too.
it's just
yeah.
nice. None of my friends are doing anything because they're just watching the game. So I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything.
All right, as we're winding down here, let's get to Super Bowl real quick.
Mhm.
We could honestly we could probably do a
Well,
full
wait, do
episode
either
on
of
Super
you guys
Bowl,
have
but
Red Zone?
No.
This was my first year having NFL Red Zone.
Was that like you get every game?
You get so they show the games live, but they cut between game to game.
Wait, hold on. Do you know what the red zone is?
In football?
Yeah.
This is a good question. Good trivia.
No. Wait, what is
That's
that?
okay.
Is
It's
it like
within the 20-yard line.
Is it like the blue line in hockey or something?
Kind
Yeah,
of, but
kinda.
not
Okay.
not necessarily like
Within the 20
not
if
related
you're
to the
20
rules,
yards,
but
then
it's just like a term for
All right, see that's
20
exactly
yards
what
away
you
from
mean.
the end zone.
You can't like judge someone.
I'm not. No, I
I'm not
was
saying
curious.
there's
I was
anything
curious.
wrong with football. There are people out there that are like, oh, you waste your time watching sports. I'm not saying that. So why would you come at me and say like,
I was just
oh, I'm going to
curious.
call you out for not
I was
knowing
just
this rule?
curious. I was
I'd
just
also say
curious.
That's like insane.
See, I would call myself a casual fan. Like to the point, I watch just about every game. I know all the players. I know like who's good. I know most other teams, like how they're doing. But like I was talking to someone the other day and they were like, yeah, they got a great like offensive line. And like I have no comment on their
yeah.
offensive line. I don't know. I think that's when it gets
but,
too far.
Well, okay, but
You
for
can't
me,
expect
but
someone
if that person
to-
if that person was talking to me,
Then you
I
would
would be
agree.
like into
Yeah.
the conversation. So that's different.
Yeah.
Like,
And I guess
Yeah.
I did fantasy
I don't
fantasy
know.
football this year, so I was a little bit more informed. But
I guess if you're talking about if you're talking about football,
yeah.
then you got to like expect those questions
That-
no
I guess
matter
that's
what.
fair.
You got to expect
It's
the
like
worst.
a test, though. But yeah, Red Zone, I'd say good investment. This was my first year having it. So they'll
Yeah.
cut between games when teams are within the 20-yard line. And
so
then
that,
they'll
yeah,
show-
when they're in the red
Oh.
zone, so
Yeah.
you
Well,
watch
that's
like
perfect
you can
when
see
you're
like
doing football.
Exactly.
Or when you're doing homework.
Yeah.
with the
yeah,
football
so
game.
you can you're not invested. You can just watch like it'll basically put
As
on
long
any
as it's a good
game
game
when
or
someone's
good
about
play.
to score,
Mhm.
or
You can
when
always,
someone has
like,
just scored.
rewind
So
it.
it's interesting. It's cheap too, right? It's only like
Yeah,
$15
something
or
like that,
something
a month. So if you split it, yeah, not
Yeah,
too bad.
right. So it's like pretty
So it was
good.
good. It was worth it.
Yeah, I think so.
Nice.
But that being said, if the Pats are on, I'm not watching it. I'm watching just that game.
Right, that makes sense,
Yeah, yeah.
All right, yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. All right, let's move on to the Super Bowl. I'm really curious what you'll have to say, Alex, because I feel like you might be, like, for instance, like, all right,
See, man, don't judge me for not liking football.
all right, no, I don't mean to judge you. I don't mean to judge you. All right, so basically,
But what the hell?
but yeah, but why not?
I watched
last
the
year.
Super Bowl.
No, I'm not. All right, let me just get to what I was saying.
I watched
But
the commercials.
Last year, I was at a big Super Bowl party with a lot of Patriots fans, like
Yeah.
probably like 15 or so of like college friends, and then some friends from, or like
Everyone-
my friends' friends from home that I had met before.
Everyone there was probably a Patriots fan. Most people.
Right, but there were a couple that like weren't huge Patriots fans, and I don't want to judge you, but I'm curious at how you would be like acting, because like, for instance, like. When there's big plays, we would all scream. We'd get excited. I didn't particularly like if someone tried to talk to me about anything else. And this is also because the
I feel
Patriots.
like I'm getting grilled here.
Yeah.
This is also because the Patriots
Yeah,
are
it
in
was
the
a
Super
good
Bowl. So
game.
let's get that off. If it's two neutral teams, then it makes more sense for it to be more of a social thing. But
All
I'm
right, first of
curious
all-
about
first
how
of all-
you like. But I feel like, sorry, I don't want to judge you. But what I'm curious about is that I think that you might dislike it as like. Do you not like when everyone is so into the game and they're
I
like,
don't care.
this
People,
is too
I
much.
just told
Like,
you, I don't care that people like football.
I'm just curious.
People could do whatever they want. Obviously, that was a great game
Yeah.
last year. So I wouldn't be like, oh, could you believe these guys getting
Yeah, I hate
excited
that.
that
Okay,
their
'cause
team
that's-
are coming
that's good.
from
I was just
behind
curious
to
about
win?
The
That being said, it's the most annoying day of my life. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, I don't care. Do whatever you want. Secondly, you're at a party, dude. If someone is trying to talk to you about something else,
Yeah.
you shouldn't have gone to the party, or you should have let it be said that I don't want to talk about anything else.
well,
in the football game.
luckily, like that.
You mean like the whole game?
the
Or
atmosphere
just
was
the end?
clear? No, the whole game. Well,
Yeah,
people.
I think
It's like passing comments, but when a play is happening, it's like there's no speaking. Really.
Yeah, but I'd say I kind of get like I don't know. I want to focus on the game. Usually Super Bowl. I remember last year I got invited to, or maybe it was 2 years ago. I got invited to like a big party, kind of like
yeah.
I think kind of like yours, but it sounded like it was gonna be rowdy. So I didn't even risk it. I was like, I'm watching this game because it was like no Patriots.
See, that's what I would say. You should.
So everyone
do.
was just trying to like.
Yeah, like
if
I'm
you
not
don't wanna
trying.
be
I would
talking to
not go
people.
to a party.
Yeah.
With
Last
that,
year I
like,
just watched at my
has
parents'
potential
house
of turning
and
into an
ate some
actual
chili.
party where people,
I had a good time.
where people aren't watching the
Yeah.
game.
And
that
I guess
would
you
not
said
be
you
good.
were with all your friends mostly,
Yeah.
so it's different. Because I was with a bunch of friends, but also a bunch of people I didn't know.
But a bunch of enemies also.
Yeah. So like, I'm sure I talked about other stuff other than football
Yeah.
during the game, but that's fine to me.
No,
that's insane. Not
I
to.
think
What was
I
just
think
gonna
that came
sit there
out
in
wrong. I think that
silence?
came out wrong. Like obviously we didn't just like.
Honestly,
But it's
I
like
wasn't like, all right, shut up.
if someone was to be like, you want to play ping pong? Like,
but yeah,
legitimately, if
there would be
someone-
no like.
If someone
like,
invited me to a Super Bowl party and was like, this is a serious thing, you have to watch the game and not talk, like I almost 100%.
I might not either. I guess.
That's so weird.
And
Unless
I-
it's with a bunch
no
of
one,
friends.
No one would say that. You have to read the atmosphere. Like personally, I would rather go to a bigger party with less people I know that are serious Pats fans than like go to just like
Or what?
Yeah.
small-
That's 'cause
What
you're a serious
about
Pats
what
fan.
if you had the option to go to a party half Pats fans, half Eagles fans? Like, would you?
See,
Would that
I would
like?
go to that.
Would you? Do you think you'd have fun there or no?
honestly, I don't like that as much because I do feel bad like if I was one of the people like rooting for a minority team, you know, like
Yeah.
like
I, can see that.
I wouldn't want to just like ruin the fun.
But you
of
said half
everyone.
and half.
Half and half. Like I don't know. I don't want to get into like a
So do you get
pissing
like
contest. Like
mad at the football game? Like
what do you mean?
if
Like,
they- if
is
the
it like
Patriots
when we did
lost-
trivia the other day?
You know
and
how
you lost?
they just yeah. You know how the last game
I was mad.
the championship game.
yeah.
It was
Well,
close throughout the game.
this is
This is a good
different
question. I wanted to bring
because
this up.
I'm also a Jaguars fan. Like
Oh,
I
okay,
don't know
that's
if you-
different. All right.
that's
All right,
a
then,
minor one.
I
But
don't
do you
want to
get-
say last year's
do
football
sports
game.
make you mad? If
I would
you-
have been very happy if the Jaguars made it as well, only because the Pats won last year, and I've loved
All
the
right,
Jaguars
but
as well.
if not the last year's Super Bowl.
If it was the
but I guess if
Steelers-
it was a different team.
all right, if
that
it was
they
the
just won.
Steelers and Pats in the conference championship, and the Pats lost, are you asking if I would have been like
Yeah.
very upset?
Like, are you the kind of guy like, oh, don't talk to Andrew? For a
no.
few minutes?
I would
Yeah.
have been mad for sure, but it wouldn't have been like. I wouldn't have
That
been
you have
like
to
I
go
wouldn't
to
have
the-
taken it out on anyone. I don't
Mhm.
think.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good to
Yeah.
hear.
But
yeah,
like,
but it's funny how sports can really like I don't know.
But like, if the Pats lost in like a heartbreaking way, like if it's like a game-winning kick or something, or like an interception,
Yeah,
that would be tougher for sure. If it's like, oh, they got blown out, I'd probably be like, all right.
because
or-
I remember in a past episode we were talking about the Super Bowl, and you said you experienced emotions
Yeah.
you've never experienced
Mm.
before.
yeah, last year, yeah,
That's crazy to me.
yeah. I mean,
That's not bad though. I think that's good actually.
it's good and bad. Like,
I
don't know.
I don't know if there's anything.
It's
out there
probably
that'll
not good
make
to
me
be
feel
like
that
so
way.
invested because like I know if the Pats lose, I'll be upset. But at the same time, like they won 2 out of the last 3 years, so like,
Yeah.
how
Yeah,
mad
that's
should
true.
I get?
That's
you know,
true.
probably not that mad.
I can't stand people who like go insane. Like I was, I have a friend
go
who,
insane when they lose.
when they lose. Like
Okay.
I have a friend who a group of my friends watched the games together last year, and
Mhm.
they're like, yeah, like you couldn't talk to him like the first half when the Pats were losing. They're like, you just kind of
Honestly,
sat there. Like
I don't like
come
that.
on, like you be a sports fan, but be a human.
It's like
you know?
it's like
so like
it's
that's
almost like having sportsman. You have to have
Yeah.
good
That's
sportsmanship.
good.
When
Yeah,
you're a
exactly.
fan.
That's a good
exactly.
thing.
So
You know?
at the one that I was at, the mood was like it was tense, but it wasn't like no one's like, oh,
Yeah,
shut up,
that's
like
fine.
I want to watch the game.
Yeah.
It,
That's
it
what
would
it's
be
like
like
in my
you know
house,
like,
too, with my
hey,
parents.
how you feeling? Like oh, not too good. It
And
was,
especially
like,
with the
stuff
Super
like that.
Bowl, every 15 seconds there's like a supposedly funny commercial. So what are you not gonna laugh at the commercials because you're upset at
That's
the
true.
game? That's so weird.
No, I'm mad.
No, I didn't mean it. I
Never
didn't
mind.
mean it.
All right. Are you
Yeah.
guys?
You
what-
like watching the commercials?
Oh,
See, I'm
no.
a I think
No, dude.
Not really. I don't know.
What are you better than them?
I don't know.
I will admit the commercials have
I actually
obviously
think-
have gotten worse in the past years. I think that's everyone.
yeah, I
agrees
think
with
it's
that.
less exciting.
I guess I'm like,
it's like a wholesome thing. Like
sure.
everyone could get behind. Like, all right, these are the good commercials for the year. Like,
I'm not excited for the Super Bowl commercials like I was when I was a kid.
Yeah, I would
but
agree with that.
I will watch them. You know, I can be
It's like
disturbed.
I'm watching out of
however.
curiosity almost.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Can I read a text chain from a couple of days ago?
Sure.
Andrew, we should do watching football next.
Whoa. Before I said that first.
Yeah, I
to
know,
be
I know,
fair.
but it's a few up. I
Yeah,
don't wanna-
Alex did.
Because
say
I thought
first,
Andrew
you're
was
right.
trying
This
to
was
steal.
Alex's idea.
I thought Andrew was trying to steal my
That's a
idea in
classic
the
Andrew.
text.
No, I wasn't.
I just thought I didn't
Dude,
call
you were not
out.
kidding. I was not trying to steal anything.
I'm not kidding. I know.
No, Chris is making
Oh,
fun of
okay.
me. Whatever. Go ahead.
And then he said, everyone's got something to say about the Super Bowl. Alex said, yep. I said, sounds good. Trying to roast Justin Timberlake's return.
Mm.
What do you guys feel about that?
Oh, I'm
See,
against it because-
maybe that's
I'm
why
against it.
maybe that's why I'm such a big fan of football. My first Super Bowl. You know what I saw.
Wait, was that the the Patriots win that year
2001, yeah.
when
Janet and
Jackson?
JT.
Well,
He's been blessed.
No, that wasn't. That was
return.
2000. That was
Oh,
2000.
you're right, 2003.
2003. That was
yeah.
2003. It was the Panthers
Andrew
one.
knows the exact date. I wonder why. Something with search history, maybe.
Yeah, I wonder if we have talked about this before on the podcast. I feel like we did. But I don't know.
I don't want to get too much into like why I think this, but like this is not the year to have Justin Timberlake come back after doing that at the Super Bowl.
You think Janet comes out too?
I was thinking it would be
I
kind
feel
of
like there's a chance.
it would be kind of funny if like
It happened again.
if like a very innocent wardrobe malfunction happened, but like on purpose, and Justin Timberlake was just like trolling everyone.
Yeah,
I think that'd be a good prank.
Yeah, like his shirt, like I don't know, a button fell off.
I don't know. I think like a lot of celebrities get a lot of hate for almost no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Timberlake had lots of reasons to
Gets
have
no
hate. For example, I don't know, basically sexually assaulting the whole nation.
Yeah.
And
True. I was a
now
child.
and he's like, oh, now he's like a charming dude. Come on, man.
Yeah.
He had no backlash.
Yeah, I
But that's all
agree
I
with
gotta say
all of
about
this
that.
basically.
Mm.
I don't know.
Talented man though.
Yeah. Regardless, I'll still be watching the halftime show for sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to our next segment here before we get to ratings. Real quick. Lightning round.
Oh, no.
Let's go.
It's been a while.
If
Been
this
a
is
while.
about the
Been a
dang
while.
red line, I'm gonna be
All right.
so upset. Red zone.
red
No.
zone.
It's called.
The red zone.
That's the train I took home.
It's actually going to be quick. It's going to be really quick. All right.
It's one
Only
question.
3. All right. Attending a game. Football game, baseball game. Which one?
Baseball.
Baseball every day. I've been to
Yeah.
one NFL game.
Baseball
it
for
was
me
a
too.
preseason game. I was way up in the stands. I couldn't see anything. No fun.
I think
I won't.
I
go
think
to
going to
another football
NFL games is still okay, but as we talked about before, I think the tailgating aspect is really good for NFL as well. And you're right, going to a baseball game is so much better than watching, but watching is equally
But
as
at the
good,
same time, like
probably.
my roommate went to the first round Pats game of the playoffs, and
Yeah.
it sounded like so much fun. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, obviously,
A playoff game would be cool. to
obviously
go
it's
to
fun,
regardless.
Yeah,
but
it's
it's
like someone
different.
I
else
feel like
maybe.
those are two sports where a lot of people on both sides can say like baseball's. Everyone says it's like one of the most boring sports. Football without the multiple replays and commercials
and descriptions of where the first down
can
is.
probably be seen as a boring
I
sport.
love a
if you're
great
watching
day
it
at the
live.
park. We did an episode on watching baseball. Oh.
Sure did. All right, next question.
All right, next question. Would you rather watch World Series Game 7, similar question, World Series Game 7, NBA Finals Game 7, or the Super Bowl, if it's all neutral?
Oh, that's tough. Because like
If
if the Red Sox
Yeah.
were in it and the Patriots were in it and the Celtics were in it,
You'd watch
I
baseball,
would say
right?
the World Series for
Yeah.
sure. But if they were all teams that I don't care about,
Mm.
I guess the Super Bowl has more entertainment value.
Yeah.
You know what I'm going to say? If it's all teams I don't care about, I might take the fourth option, the World Cup. I love watching the World Cup.
This year,
All
no
right,
USA.
the
That's true.
unspoken fourth option. Sure.
I don't even
The World
NHL,
Cup, the World
even-
Cup Finals.
even
one's
What
the
would you say
Stan-
for that?
Even the Stanley
That
Cup.
one's tough.
Because I could see myself saying,
But
honestly,
I'd probably
I could see
Super Bowl
myself saying
could
all
see-
three
I
for
agree.
different reasons.
I think I
though.
could see all three. Like if it was Warriors Cavs, I'd
Yeah.
probably watch
That's
that
fun.
over any neutral one.
Mm.
But
Like, I
that's
feel
just
like-
like this time we
I
live
feel
in.
like NBA would have the closest game. Super Bowl
Yeah.
would have the most like
The best
Best
social
commercial,
value.
like
Yeah.
entertainment
Best
outside
commercials.
of sports. Baseball.
Baseball's a
I guess
classic.
I just
Baseball
like
and-
watching
The
a
most
baseball game
pressure
more.
probably on the baseball
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
too.
Imagine being a batter.
That's a good one. All right, next question. Final
Just
question.
In general, imagine being
I didn't get to
batter.
finish my sentence.
Any level of baseball, imagine being up at the plate.
Dude, imagine being a pitcher. Whoa. Imagine being the catcher.
Yikes.
Shortstop. Ooh.
Third base coach even. Oh.
All right. Imagine being the what's the bad one? Right fielder in Little League.
It's very
All
similar.
right. Anyway, all right. Choose two. Ready? Choose two.
Mm.
Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers to get a beer with.
Peyton
Wow.
Manning for sure.
Yeah.
Talked to Papa John's the whole time. It was Aaron Rodgers was on there.
Yeah, because I think I would choose. Actually, I'll let
Aaron
you go
Rodgers
first.
has been on a podcast.
I was
that
just gonna
really-
say,
that
me
I
and Alex
really enjoyed.
both listen to a podcast with Aaron Rodgers. Seems like a great guy.
Yeah.
Tom Brady,
I've
big
been
fan of the
saying
man,
this-
big creep, weirdo,
Big-
scary.
Not creep.
Biggest
Not
cre-
creep.
Yeah, he is.
yeah,
dude.
he's a creep.
Weird
All right.
guy. Weird,
not
weird,
like a
weird
creep.
guy.
Not like a no one's gonna.
Not like a
strange guy.
peeping Tom. Well, maybe. But he's like I don't know. Like
He's
Give it
just
5
a weird.
years.
He's just a weird guy.
he's a
Everyone knows
Scientologist.
that.
He's a Scientologist.
Oh,
I'm saying it.
geez.
I'm gonna watch today. Facebook,
and he's great at what he does.
His Facebook documentary came out. You hear about
Yeah,
that?
no, I
Tom
heard
versus
about that.
Tom versus time.
Maybe
Yeah.
I'll watch it. But I'd say
It's
I'd
like-
say Rodgers and Manning.
It's something about being at the top of your craft. You have to
You have to be weird.
sacrifice certain things. Like
Yeah.
Mark Zuckerberg, he's a robot. Steve Jobs, insanely weird dude. Saying Tom
I've even
Brady
heard
is
like the
weird.
best like actors who you think might be like popular guys. They're like, no, they're big nerds. 'Cause
Yeah.
they spend so much time.
It's like
acting.
you I
And
don't
Olympic
know.
athletes
so
and
it's not,
everything.
Yeah.
I don't.
But yeah.
it's a clear insult to Tom Brady, but I don't really mean it as an insult. It's like a
Well, like,
observation.
he's I mean, anyone who watches like football should know that. Like, you just watch any not Tom Brady interview, but any kind of Tom Brady stuff pregame or like.
I hate his Instagram. I really don't like his Instagram.
Oh, really? You don't like the TV times?
I don't like that, but I don't mind it. But let me just find a post I saw the other
I'll
day.
do.
What's
That's
your-
what
I'll say my two. My two is actually Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers.
Why?
Not a huge Manning fan. I think that Tom Brady is weird, and I don't want to like idolize him like some New England people do. But I actually listened to Drew Brees on a podcast. You guys said you listened to Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I listened to Drew Brees on a podcast. It was good. He's like a franchiser or something. He owns some kind of thing, and he seems like a cool
I remember
dude.
you talking about
So
that,
I like
actually.
him. Yeah, and then I've always liked Aaron Rodgers because he's wicked funny. Aaron Rodgers and Conan came together when Aaron Rodgers broke his collarbone. Very funny.
Really? I haven't checked that out.
Yeah, it was like Conan does like this segment where he like has athletes play video games.
Yeah,
He did it
yeah,
with
I've
like
seen that.
Gronk and Marshawn Lynch
Yep.
a couple of years
Good
back.
session.
But he did it with like Aaron Rodgers, and they played like Assassin's Creed, and Rodgers had like a cast, and it was really funny.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know.
pretty cool.
I liked it
Yeah,
a
he
lot.
seems like a good guy.
Yeah.
I found the Tom Brady pick.
All right, what is it?
It's just him eating a protein bar. It says protein bar eating has officially been elevated to AFC championship level intensity. Just like the weirdest picture of all time.
Yeah, that is
like,
a weird picture.
That's weird.
That's what makes
It
him
looks like
funny,
he's
though.
chewing
Why
too
are you
hard.
posting that? But he didn't post that to be funny.
He didn't even post it.
Yeah. Do you see it
That's
actually?
the thing. Like, did he
Yeah.
post
No,
that?
he definitely did post it. You see,
Then
you see,
who posted that in their right mind?
A professional social media.
he probably maybe he did. It is a
Yeah,
selfie.
if listeners at home go on his Tom Brady's Instagram, it's the one where he's just like making a weird, gross, like growling face at the camera
Yeah.
and eating a protein bar.
Did-
It looks pretty good.
Last aside, did you guys see that LeBron James congratulated
Yeah, that-
himself
that was
on
good.
getting 30,000 points?
That's funny.
That was weird.
That's
a little,
wicked funny.
little overhated in the media.
I love
feel
LeBron.
like.
I think that's so
Yeah.
I think
funny.
he gets the whole meme thing.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
That's what
aware
I
of
said
it.
when someone
He's
brought it
aware
up to me. I
of
was like, he's just
Yeah.
like going deeper into the meme.
yeah.
All right,
Embracing
cool.
the memes and stuff.
Good. Always love talking to you guys about watching football. Let's move on to ratings real quick. So for the listeners at home, we rate our hobbies on a scale, or challenges or activities on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the best. And we will also give a yay or nay rating on whether we will continue to do it. I'd say this one would be, it's a yay if not socially, if by yourself, it's a Sunday in the fall.
Oh,
Oh,
dang.
You've
That's
just
a good
got
one.
back from a run or something, and you're like, let's see if a game's on.
Mom, cook up the chili. I'm eating.
All right, Alex, I'll start with you.
See, when you said like take the social aspect out of it, that just destroyed my rating for me for
Wow.
sure. I don't
I
mind.
mean, your rating can be the whole thing.
Yeah, the rating is the
Yeah,
whole thing.
yeah, I mean, like,
okay,
the
okay,
A&A part.
yeah.
I don't mind watching football ever. It's a fine sport. I have nothing against it,
Mhm.
except for obviously all the negative parts of it, which I won't bring up because no one wants to hear.
Mhm.
No, you have some what's the word? There's something. There's what I can't.
What's the
explain it.
Hebrew word for you?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Of it. Like brevity or something. Foundation. I don't know. There's truth to what you're saying.
Yeah,
is
like
what I mean.
like I honestly have had this conversation that I don't think it's going to happen because there's so much money in football,
Mhm.
but football could be one of those like gladiator kind of things where you look back and it's like, ooh, that's what we were doing. But that's okay. People like it. People like
Yeah.
it. I don't
Yeah.
want to get into that part.
Well, who knows? Because, for instance, I know the kids that I was at after school with. I might have mentioned this. There were a couple kids that whose parents don't let them play football. And
I don't
they
think
play,
My parents wouldn't let me
they
play.
play.
I don't think I
they
would let my
play
kids play
at
football.
recess all the time, and they're really good. But they don't play.
I think it's
and I don't blame them.
It's yeah.
It just
I don't-
is, you know,
we don't have
whatever.
to get
Yeah,
into
we
it.
won't get
But it
into
is
that.
like
We won't get
stupid
into
to have your kids play football. But it's okay. It's okay.
that. Oh, okay.
I'm from New England apparently.
All right, go ahead.
So I don't mind watching it with the boys.
Mhm.
I'm not going to bring it up. That's not going to be my idea. 4 nay.
Ooh,
Wow,
shocking.
crazy.
I feel like that's I don't think that's
No,
fair.
it's a whatever.
Yeah, should I go?
Yeah, sorry, Chris.
Okay.
I was just
Do you mind
thinking about Alex's
introducing
rating
me?
and being like,
Well,
boy.
I feel like it's fitting though for me.
No,
like,
it is.
I was
it is.
honest with
We're
myself.
just we're on opposite ends. That's all.
Yeah. So I like watching football. I'd say out of the major sports, it's my favorite sport to watch. I get upset when people like put it down, not in the way Alex is, but when people are like, "Oh, like, how could you watch that? Just a bunch of like grown men hitting each other."
Yeah,
like,
see, I don't.
Well,
that's what I
pass the
mean.
sport ball, man.
Yeah,
that might be my
hate when
least
people
favorite
say
phrase.
that. That's why I'm saying I don't want to be
Yeah.
like associated with
Exactly.
that.
You're
I just
not,
don't
you're not
like
like
it.
You're not like that.
Yeah. So that's annoying, but I don't know. I look forward to the Super Bowl. It's like I've been thinking about it for the last 2 weeks. It's
Yeah.
clear it's something I'm into. Here's another thing I'll say. So I went the weekend of the Pats played the AFC Championship game. I was away for the weekend, and I was kind of bummed. Like I wasn't sure if I was gonna be able to see it. I listened to the game
Whoa.
on the radio.
I
on the
did
way
that
back.
once too.
I timed it out. I was like, okay, we'll leave it this time. Catch kickoff. It was great.
Pretty good, right?
Honestly,
yeah, I did that once as well.
I might enjoy it more than the game.
Ooh,
A
okay.
quick story that I'll tell for the pod. A tougher day in my life. I went to, at the time I was dating a girl who went to a different school,
Uh-huh.
and I went to visit her. I drove up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was the last time I saw her before we broke up. Things were kind of rough. Listened to the Pats game the whole drive back. Right at the end, our kicker missed a field goal that would have won it.
Oh, man.
Sad day.
Rough
Didn't
day
like that
for
day of
sure.
watching football. But other than that, one time
What a bounce back.
watching football.
That was your
it's been
favorite
great.
sport to watch.
I know, that was a sad day. But yeah, I love it. I'll watch it all year round.
Mm-hmm.
I guess a few months out of the year. 7.5 yay. And I think the yay comes because if no one's around and I'm by myself, I'm still throwing the game on.
Yeah.
Even if it's not the Patriots or if it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to make my rating short just because I feel like I actually felt like once I got going, I got so passionate about football. It's just something I really liked it since I was a kid. I feel like I've really said all there is. Yeah, check out Autumn Thunder. Look up High Black Shoes. You
Yeah, I
want
was
to hear
gonna say, what's that song?
great
called? That one
song.
you're
High
like-
Black Shoes. It's just good. Like
Yeah.
honestly, like if you listen to it, you'll be like, huh, like nice. Like I don't know what you're expecting, but it's just nice. And I love it for the social aspect. I really like all parts of it. The one negative is that I actually
CTE.
yeah, of course. Two negatives then is that time goes by really fast when you're watching football, and it's tough to be productive. I'm not like Chris, where I can just get the homework going. So
I didn't have great grades in college.
to knock it down, I will go 9 out of 10, and
Whoa.
then definitely yay.
Wow.
9
I
out of
could
10?
I could have seen a 10 from you.
9 out of
Wow.
10.
I think that was one of the first things I knew
Yeah.
about you. Is you're
Yeah.
a big football fan.
I know. Yeah,
Wow.
I told you.
That's great.
Yeah. All right.
See, like that is great. Like we have a podcast called "I Need a Hobby," for God's sakes. Like it's about like embracing the
things that you
the
like.
thing, which football is way bigger, but the things that people just like for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
And football could be that for some people. Not
Yeah.
that there's no reason, but
It's the same thing. I mean, yeah. Why does anyone like
know?
Rubik's Cubing? You know.
yeah, it's like you got to have that hobby, that thing to do.
All right,
Mm.
cool. So we're going to move on to our next section of the show, which is called What's on Your Mind. Every week, we get a listener theme song for What's on Your Mind. And this week's theme song comes from Tom B.
They're down to the 20. Oh, the band is out on the field. He's going to go into the end zone. He's going into the end of the Bears. The Bears have won. The Bears have won. Oh, my God. The most amazing, sensational, dramatic, heart-rending, exciting, thrilling finish in the history of college football.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for that, Tom.
Decent song.
True.
I like football now.
Truly, yeah, that is another thing with all sports, really. But that is one of the best calls ever, really. It's just so amazing. Like
Yeah.
when hometown announcers like lose their mind. So anyway, let's get to What's on Your Mind. We got a fan submission for What's on Your Mind. Thank God.
Well, first, let's talk about a little review.
Yeah, see, we want to bring back a couple things to the fans.
It's time to get mad at the fans.
Let's get mad at the fans. Let's not get mad at the fans.
Ah.
So we've been,
Yeah.
I'd say two things. One, we've been slacking on reading the emails on the pod. We want to start doing that more, start
Yep.
reading the What's on Your Minds.
So
Yeah.
bring them in. Don't worry.
Yeah, come on.
Don't be shy.
Send us your emails. We've been getting them, but, we kind of slowed down on it. So we're
Tell
going
us
to
what's
start
on your
bringing
mind.
that back.
Mhm.
Also, we say it every episode, leave us a dang review.
Yeah, we just got a really good
It's very
review.
easy. We just had a really good one, which inspired us. Hey, maybe we read it.
We won't read it on the pod.
It's
Yeah, we don't
pretty
wanna read it
long.
on the
I won't
pod
read it
'cause-
We'll
pod.
shout out the name at
I'll
least.
shout out the name, FL Dancing Queen. I'll also shout
Yeah.
out the title. It's like hanging with friends.
So if you want to read it, go on
Yeah.
iTunes.
Our girl
check it
FL
out,
Dancing Queen.
'cause it was
Been a
really
fan
awesome.
for a while.
And I think, it takes 5 seconds. FL
Yeah.
Dancing Queen could tell you herself. I mean, maybe it took her a while. Maybe it took her months. Who knows?
Don't know.
Yeah. But,
But,
anyway,
It
check
helps
out
us
that review.
though.
We won't read it because it's just too good. It'll make us cry.
Hey,
It is like really good.
here's
It
the
is
inspiration.
good
Such a good review. If you want to read it, go there. You're already there.
Yeah, you're already
Leave
there.
Another review.
That's our trap.
wow. Yeah, that's
1 star. They made me read this review.
All right.
So thanks, FL
So,
Dancing
yep,
Queen.
thank you
but
for that.
now we're gonna move into our fan submitted.
All right,
What's on
fan
your mind?
submitted. What's on your mind? So this one comes from a listener named Judy. Hey guys. So what's the deal with store brand products at grocery stores? Are they actually worse than brand name versions? And that's why they're cheaper? Or is everything exactly the same and brand name products are a ripoff? Need answers. Judy. P.S.
Anything else at the end?
Hold on.
Scroll down a
Small
little bit.
font.
P.S.
Yeah.
P.P.S.
Oh.
P.P.P.S.
PBS.
Absolutely freaking love the podcast.
that's great.
Ooh.
Freaking love the
Freaking
podcast.
love
Oh, that's good to hear, actually.
Love
Yeah,
the
it's been a while, and
Thanks, Judy.
yeah, so thanks for that.
Mm.
And my favorite host is Chris.
What the heck?
It's
Yeah.
surprising.
Must be a bot.
We do get a lot of bot emails. That's why we've been reading them.
All right.
All
So,
right, all right.
what do you guys
Let's
think?
talk about what's on her mind, for God's sake. I think there's levels to this question.
See, I'd say Alex is a brand guy.
Well, the thing is,
I have to bring up how you're a brand man.
the thing is, like, with certain things, I think certain things, like in the grocery store, the brand name one is probably better.
Mm-hmm.
Is it better enough to pay that much for it? Who knows? But like, Starbucks is much more expensive than like Cumberland Farms coffee.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I think that one you're paying because it's Starbucks. You're paying because like it looks cool
That's fair. I'd say.
to like advertise for them or like,
Yeah.
to be able to have their brand.
Mm.
And I think they would say that. They would say like, "Oh, this is our brand." Dunkin'
Mm.
Donuts is probably the same.
But I think when you're eating like a
But at the,
granola bar,
What about, like,
you
cereal,
know.
though?
right, what I'm
yeah.
saying
See,
is
cereal,
in the
I'm-
grocery store
yeah.
it's different.
Cereal, I'm not a brand guy. I feel like sometimes I've had like store brand cereals.
Yeah,
that
and
are
I think it's better. I
and it's
agree.
cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is like, do you care that much about it?
Yeah.
Like when I'm
'Cause who are
eating
you-
cereal,
who are you impressing?
do I want
Yeah.
it to
Your
be
taste
do I
buds?
want it to be
Nah.
that much better? Or do I mind just having
Oh
the
yeah,
baseline?
I used like every day for like a year, and then I got sick of them. I used to get crispy corn squares instead of corn checks.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, you could
Yeah,
understand why I got sick
the
of them.
the cereals especially always have the weirdest
Yeah,
names.
definitely.
I had a roommate in college who was a brand guy. It was like I would grab a bag of, I don't know, chips or something. He'd be like, "Oh, dude, get the Tostitos," or like
Really?
even with cereal or anything.
I'll usually go store bought,
Yeah,
store
same.
brand.
I think so too.
Like milk, it definitely doesn't make a difference.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
insane.
I would hope.
Unless you're buying like organic. or
Well,
whatever.
I mean, what about like Hood or Gorelick Farms or any of the good ones? I mean, you'd probably want those.
That's true.
I don't know if that's true.
Yeah,
But
no,
then like
I'm kidding.
I think I've had store bought or store whatever it's called brand mac and cheese
Mm.
that has been
Bad.
significantly worse than Kraft.
And I've had
That's what's
like
coming to mind.
I can think like soda. Sometimes you get a weird like I don't know
Yes,
store brand one.
like,
That's
so
like
that
30
stuff-
cents for a giant bottle.
that stuff like I could see
Yeah,
going
me
for
too.
the brand name, but if I'm buying like paper bags or something,
Yeah.
what do I care about the
Or
durability or
Bounty,
something?
Paper towels. I
Yeah.
don't know.
So it's annoying.
Hmm.
And then how do they decide? Like, I would assume the store brand one is probably making almost no profit because they assume you'll buy other stuff that would make them profit.
Maybe.
So
That's
how do
interesting.
they decide how much they're going to pay for the brand? I don't know. It's
It's a
weird.
business
Yeah, that is
kind of.
interesting
Mm.
because like where is that made? Is
I
do
think
they
I
have
bet
their
a lot
own
of times
factories?
they're made in their own
Yeah.
in the same factory.
Interesting.
All right.
All right, thanks, Judy. Hope
All right.
that answered your question.
Maybe one day we can do a taste test compare. That could be kind of fun.
Ooh,
That'd be good. Yeah.
That'd be fun.
All right. Anyway, yep. Thanks for the email, Judy. And now we're gonna move on to the guys in the studio.
The boys.
yeah. Except for Todd.
It's here
He's
for the boys.
He's off mic again.
Maybe one day we'll have Todd on the pod. Todd, you interested?
Usually he has like racist rants when we ask him what's on his
True,
mind,
yeah,
so I don't know if that'll be a good idea.
So we'll save it for later. Not on the podcast. All right. Chris, what's on your mind?
I'll take it. Here's what's on my mind.
This guy didn't get
Oh
it.
man.
Yesterday I was on an airplane. I was flying for work,
Mm.
and I get to the airport, and I'm checking, going through whatever it's called, security,
Mhm.
and
CSI.
the guy next to me doesn't have an ID.
Whoa.
Is he with your
How old?
company or no?
No, he's just a guy. He's 19 years old. He said he doesn't have a driver's license. He had a birth certificate,
Mm-hmm.
but he didn't have anything else. And
That's probably fine, right?
Is that
But-
not allowed?
Is there no pictures on a birth
no
certificate?
pictures on a birth certificate. Well, it'd be it'd be you as a baby.
Yeah, this is me. I was a little younger.
It was just a drawing of him as a child. But I don't know.
Well-
Here's my question. Do you think you should be able to get onto an airplane without an ID? Because in my eyes, if you have a ticket, if you have, I don't know. I feel like you like.
Did they let him
I
on?
think you need ID.
They let him on.
You need
Yeah,
ID.
I was gonna say
they
no.
let him
it's
on
like-
eventually. It took a little while. People had to check stuff.
It just depends the form. Like I think maybe a.
Like,
Well, I guess what
if,
other
like, what are you
what
saying?
countries
Like,
is
if you have a ticket, and I just hand you your birth certificate, you think I should get on? Like, if I have a ticket, sorry, and I
Yeah.
give them your birth certificate, like,
Chris.
I don't think
I do
so.
not think I should get on.
Well, I don't. Why do you need what do you need
I-
to show who you are? I get that there are a
I
lot of
don't know.
security issues.
It's
I
like,
remember my dad.
You're flying on a plane, like.
My dad telling me the other day. My dad, when he was around our age, moved to California, and he bought his plane ticket off Craigslist or an equivalent
Whoa,
site.
that's
'cause,
so crazy.
I mean,
that's
it
so
was a different
strange.
time. But I don't know. I thought it was funny. And I at first I saw it and I was like, how do you not have an ID? I was talking to his friend, and he was like, "Hey, he doesn't have a driver's license. Like, doesn't."
No,
really
that
need
is
it."
not an excuse. I'm sorry.
No. That I think it's fine to not have an ID, but you just got to know like
Yeah, if
you
you're getting
can't
on a
fly.
plane.
So could he not get on?
He ended
the
up
flight?
getting on. They were like, they're just gonna need to like, I don't know, look him up or something.
Yeah, how do you do that? Where do you even look him
It was
up?
also funny. The guy, his friend, who I talked to a little bit, was like yelling at the security guards, like, "It's his first time flying. Go easy on him."
I can't believe you're making small talk with these people at the
Okay,
airport.
we've talked a lot about how I love making
Only
stuff
Chris
like
That especially like
yeah, the
this
people
guy
who are
is
like causing a
up,
scene at the airport.
This guy's up to no good. Clearly,
And I'm trying to make him friends with
he's
him.
hiding his ID, and you're getting chummy with him.
I also had, I will say, I was on the plane, and the first time I went, I had a laptop, a full bottle of water, and a bottle of lotion for some reason. And security was just like, "Yeah, you did this entirely wrong because you got to take the laptop.
Yeah.
You can't bring water."
Well,
That's
save
funny.
it for air travel.
Save it
too.
for air travel. Hopefully,
I'll
not.
do that soon.
Yeah, I like that one. Actually.
Just a funny story though.
All right, cool.
Saying that
Bring
is
your
weird.
ID on a plane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good call. All right, Alex, what's on your mind?
All right. You know how we like to like kind of disrupt industries here. I can't talk.
Sure.
Disrupt industries.
Yeah.
So I was sending a bunch of letters the other day. Send like thank you notes
Okay.
For what?
for gifts.
You do that?
I don't know. Throw some thank you notes.
That's nice.
Fair. That's fair.
So you write. You know, I have fine handwriting. It's not good
Sure.
by any means.
Sure.
Could be worse. Could certainly be better. They just trust that I'm gonna write the address correct and like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, where this envelope is going could be very important. Is based off of my chicken scratch handwriting.
That's true.
That's
What I'm imposing is a blank envelope and a stamp that's scannable with a code on it. Right?
Like a QR code.
QR code, sure.
Mhm.
You go, but at least some numbers. You go into your computer, www.ineedahobbypod.com/mail. Go on. And then you put in your stamp's code and you say where you want it to go, your return address. And then the mailman, all he has to do is scan it and it says where it's going. Instead of having to read my handwriting, I feel like if the mailing system of the United States was made today with all the digital or all the technology we
There'd
have,
be no writing.
they would not use handwriting. That's insane.
But at the same time, I think it's a good idea. But I think devil's advocate, it's another step. Now you got to scan it before you just have to look at it.
But what if I've bad like?
That's true.
There's
If you
no
have bad
mistakes
handwriting,
with
yeah.
scanning.
But, like-
There's no mistakes.
Right, but like it's tough to make a really big mistake. Like if something wicked important, like you got to do
I
it.
was
like,
running. I
But see-
had to write a bunch of thank yous.
But see,
It's like,
I would
my hand was getting tired.
if I could do that and pay for the stamp in one go, that'd be nice. You know, like you
Yeah.
just print out. You should be able to.
I'm not saying it's going to be easier for us as
Yeah.
people sending the mail.
Mhm.
I'm thinking it's going to be easier for the male men and women that are serving our great country.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know, like they have to read through this chicken scratch.
hmm
You know,
You really don't like your handwriting.
I don't know. I'm afraid that they're gonna go to the wrong place, or
Yeah.
it could be
Yeah.
it could be a wet day. My mailbox gets a little rain in it.
hmm
Water gets on the envelope, and it smudges the letters. All of a sudden, you can't read it.
Mm.
Where's this letter going? Probably straight to the bin, garbage bin.
Damn shame.
I think we have to adopt this system of new stamps.
I don't love using mail.
Also, stamps make no sense to me, but
Yeah.
that's another what's on your mind.
Mm.
That is weird. All right. We're
That's
gonna get to what's on my mind here. I'm gonna play a little game with you guys. All right. So just follow along here for my what's on your mind. All right. So listen up, everyone. Whoever is gonna be the first caller to me will win this prize. So everyone call in right now. Both guys in the studio, call in. Who's gonna call in? Call in. Yep.
Hey,
Andrew,
Chris is the
it's
first
me.
caller. All right. Chris.
You took my phone earlier, by the way. It's over
Oh, sorry.
I win.
Chris has won the contest. All right.
Yes.
Chris. Hey, Chris.
Can I sit back and like zone out?
Just go home.
Yeah, you can zone out.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, you can come back into this sec. All right, Chris, you've won this contest. All
Why are you
right, we're
holding
gonna
my
hook
hand?
you up. We're gonna hook you up with 2 tickets to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Way to go. Okay, all you need to do is just say your favorite station on the radio, just so you know you're live right now. All right.
Mhm.
So this is my channel. All right. So Chris, what's bringing you the best music in the Boston area for 2 Super Bowl tickets?
Hey, this is Chris coming at you from Boston, Massachusetts, and we're live on 104.1.
No, dude, I can't believe you messed this up.
Uh,
I'm gonna go to caller number 2, Alex.
What is happening? Yeah, yes.
No, sorry, but that's what I'm saying is that people who call in on the radio, How's poor Chris?
What
Chris
the heck
is,
was that?
Listens to the radio.
Poor Chris is just a commuter.
I am
Okay,
poor, but-
he's not loyal to a radio station.
Sure.
He's just trying to call in. He has the display on his thing show the clock instead of the thing.
That's true.
How
I
does
have
more
the, I have
often-
the,
That's
the
the-
noble eightfold.
Oh yeah, the noble eightfold path. He
Yeah.
doesn't see any radio stations. How does this not happen more often?
That they mess
where
up?
Chris says the rival radio station, and I hang up on him and
Alright.
go to the next caller.
Yeah.
How do you think this works?
First, the calls are definitely screened.
They do you think they say?
I think the radio is like 10 seconds.
Just so
I
you
think
know.
I think they might do this beforehand and then air it later. To be honest. And second of all,
Because I
it's all fake.
okay, because I have part 2 to this. What's on your mind? But what are you going to say for second of all?
second of all, I think it's like, it probably never happens because it's a pretty easy question to answer. Like
No,
Well,
it's
I'd say
not.
I used to work with this girl who used to intern at a radio station. And she said a lot of times at the contest she would just win them because like she was an intern there. And
yeah,
would,
no
like,
one, no one
Okay.
calls
They'd be like,
in.
oh, I actually like that band. They'd be like, all right, yeah, just call it.
So this is one of my New Year's resolutions, like a weird one. But I was thinking like, who the heck calls into
Yeah.
radio stations?
Well, I will
Like,
say,
I'm gonna try to like literally. There was one that was like the last week that was like win Jags Pats AFC Conference Championship game tickets. I'm like,
Did you call in?
dang, I'm gonna call in like. But it was like be the 11th caller, and this is the thing. I think I didn't know the number because I'm not dedicated to
Yeah,
this
that's
game, so I had to listen to them say it, and I feel like at that point you're already
Yeah.
cooked.
See, our
So-
our friend Brian,
I don't
who's
think they
been on
go
the show
off the
before,
11.
his mom is just on every day, listen to the same radio station on their way to work. Every day calls in. Seemingly like every other month, he's like, "Oh yeah, I got tickets to go see like Fits in the Tantrums," like some
Really?
random band, and like he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to see so and so with my mom because she got tickets."
I'm really trying to win
Yeah,
one of
it
these.
can't be
This
Like,
that
could be
hard.
the glory days of it because
Yeah,
not only would people not call because they don't know the number maybe, but
Yeah.
a lot of people don't listen to the radio
Right,
anymore.
right.
So
Glory
this is like
days.
the spot
I
to
think
win all these
exactly.
contests.
So I've decided that not only am I going to redo that "What's on Your Mind" phone call every episode, but I'm also
Please,
going
God,
to
no.
try to call into radio stations.
we should start doing that on our podcast.
I think that'd be wicked fun.
11th person to call in gets to. I don't know. We don't have much.
Yeah.
Would come listen to us record.
And when I I knew I lost the Jags Pats one because it was just the line was busy, so it would literally be like 2 seconds. Like we'd just be like, all right, like it was
didn't
something like
try
at
again?
5:30. Like, all right, just call in. Up, didn't work. All right, done. And like for me, that's like more appealing to me than you guys play like HQ trivia. Like, I think
Jeez.
that like I'd rather just like listen to the radio for 10 extra minutes.
First of all, man, don't
I'm
call us
really-
out, dude.
To kill
Don't call us
time.
out on like an HQ, man. We didn't say this was a bad idea.
What time is it? Yeah, we got an hour. till
Oh yeah,
HQ.
actually, Andrew, shut up for an hour. Hold on.
Well, yeah, we'll finish this podcast.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's it.
I bet that's a doable
You
resolution.
think you think I could win something, right?
It's
Yeah.
just I hate listening to the radio. Like
I
I
actually
don't know
like
how
it.
you do that.
Yeah, I don't mind.
I think
it.
it's irresponsible to be honest in 2018.
But
to
I
listen to
think
the radio.
I
don't
think
really
I need
listen to
to I
music
need
at
to
all.
start finding out like because they said
Gotta know the
one
times, yeah.
place I missed, it was like I got home at like 5:10 and it was like at 5:30 we're doing some ticket thing, and I was just like, oh, I'll listen to it at home, and then I just forgot. But I was thinking like if they do this every 5:30, like
Oh, yeah.
why not? You know,
Yeah, that's true.
why not just listen? I don't know.
All
Just
right.
something that's on my mind.
That's a good idea. You could do it.
All right, so I'll definitely update. I'll update you guys on pod only. You'll never know otherwise.
Please, off
jeez.
pod.
Well, it's the only time we talk, really.
Yeah.
No, just kidding.
All right, sounds good. So, Chris, are you ready to hit us with the plugs?
Sure. If you like this episode, leave us a review. I'm gonna skip all the other stuff. Leave us a review.
Christ Almighty! Come
I'm
on.
just kidding. You can find our stuff on ineedahobbypod.com. Almost forgot the name of it.
That's
You
it.
betcha.
Find our social medias. I Need a Hobby Pod. I said it before. Leave a review. Rate us. 5 stars would be nice. 4 stars, not that nice.
Yeah.
1 star.
Frowned upon.
Jeez, get out.
If you leave us a 1-star review,
I kind of respect it.
yeah, don't. But like,
no, don't say that.
any review is a good review.
no, one
unless
star,
it's a
one
bad
star would be
review.
bad. As in, like, how did you make it 1 hour and 20 minutes in if you hate us so
That's
much?
true. You think anyone, any podcasts
Guys,
have a
you're-
lot of 1-star
don't
reviews?
don't mention 1-star reviews. It's gonna get people
Thinking about 1-star
different
reviews.
ideas.
All right,
Well,
so
yeah.
leave 1 5-star review
Yeah,
or
that's
2.
fine.
Would you
anything
rather
else?
have 1-1-star review or 5 5-star reviews?
That's tough.
No, sorry.
Easy question to answer.
Would you rather have no reviews or 1-1-star review and 5 5-star reviews?
We gotta ask the iTunes algorithm that one. To be
I'll
honest.
call it my boy
Tough one. All right.
Steve Jobs.
Ew.
All right. See you next week.